Okay, for our last three examples, same concept, different figures, and the big thing here is really knowing formulas. And if you don't know the formula for the area of a circle, you know, you've got that thing in your hand called your phone. It's got Google on it. It's always a good thing to whip it up and make sure that you've got the right formula. But just understanding that perimeter is the distance around the outside and area is the space that covers the inside. So for a perimeter of an equilateral triangle, okay, equilateral means that all three sides are congruent and all three angles are congruent. Okay, I don't need the angles to figure out perimeter, but I need to know what each side is worth. And since all three sides are congruent, I know that all three of them are equal to 20m cubed n to the fifth. So if I wanted to add that up 3 times around, that would be the same thing as multiplying by 3, because repeated addition is the same thing as multiplication. Okay? Now, just like before, when I want to multiply, I multiply the coefficients. That tells me how many of that polynomial, or I'm sorry, that monomial that I have. Okay? So we have 60m cubed n to the fifth. Because if I were going to add them up, if I have 20m cubed n to the fifth here, if I added this side, I'd have 40m cubed n to the fifth. And if I added that side, I'd have 60m cubed n to the fifth. So you might be wondering, why am I not multiplying that 3 out? Okay, it's because 3 is multiplying by the coefficient. So now the area of this triangle is the same as the area of the triangle up above. It's 1/2 base times height. So what's the base of this triangle? The base is, well, the bottom part, the bottom leg. Okay, so that would be 20m cubed n to the fifth. And the height of this triangle, and that's why they've included this guy right here, is because we want to know how tall the triangle is. So we're going to multiply it times 4m n to the fifth. And we're multiplying by 1/2, so that's the same thing as dividing by 2. So now we need to multiply coefficients. 80. How many factors of m do we have? We have 4. How many factors of n? Well, there's 5 factors of n here. There's 5 factors of n there. So it's going to be n to the 10th, all divided by 2. Okay, now I can combine the coefficients. 80 divided by 2 is 40, but my variables and their exponents stay the same. Okay? This guy down here is called a trapezoid. And the area of a trapezoid is found by, we're going to add, these are called the legs or the bases. If I flip it over, you know, then the 4x squared y will be the base and the 7x squared y will be the top base. But we call our bases a and b. So this could be a and this could be b. And this is the height of the guy. Okay, so the formula for area of a trapezoid is the sums of the bases divided by 2 times the height. And this is just one of those formulas, like I said. You might have to Google it. Eventually you might memorize it, but that's the area of a trapezoid. So if we add these together, 4x squared y plus 7x squared y, we're going to divide all that by 2, and we're going to multiply it by 2xy. So let's start simplifying here. Well, if I've got 4x squared y and 7x squared y, how many x squared y's do I have? 7 plus 4 is 11x squared y. I'm not going to divide that by 2 yet, because 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. I'm not really interested in decimals, because I've still got this over here, times 2xy. And I can do that to it. So now I've got 11 times 2, which is 22. And 22 divided by 2 is 11. These guys cancel each other out. So now I've got that 11 up there. How many factors of x do we have? We have 3 of them. How many factors of y? So that's the area. We did area first this time. My perimeter of this, oh, we don't need to find perimeter. My bad. Just the area. Okay? That's a good thing because we don't have these lengths here. These would be equal if we had them, but we don't have that. So, okay, area of a circle. And since my video is getting a little long, I'm going to save you my corny joke about how I know the formula for area of a circle. Area is pi r squared. Maybe I already told you guys that corny joke about the grandpa and the little kid and what did he learn at school. Anyway, if I didn't, lucky you. And then circumference, which is our perimeter. The distance around the outside of a circle is called the circumference. And the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. And you might be going, what am I going to do with that pi? We're going to leave it as pi. Remember, pi is that really long, nasty number that never, ever, ever ends. But we don't want to round it, because if we round it, we lose some of the precision of our area and our circumference. We don't need to know the circumference, the perimeter. We're just being asked for the area, but I thought I'd just throw that in there. So let's go back to area. So if area is pi times r squared, do you know what r stands for? It stands for the radius. And that's this guy right here. Radius is half of the diameter. So we're going to take 3xy cubed. We're going to square it. Okay, we're squaring radius, not pi. Pi is a number, just like 2 or 5 or 10. But we're not squaring it, so it's just going to remain pi. We're squaring this. And remember our rules. When we square, we're going to square everything. Okay? So 3 squared is 9. X squared is just x squared. And y cubed squared. Remember I told you it's like taking this and rubber stamping it this many times. So if I rubber stamp y cubed, we get y to the 6th. Now we can clean this up. That looks kind of messy. And the way that we mainly write it is by putting our coefficient numbers out front. This is just the conventional way. But it would absolutely mean the same thing as this up here, because remember that multiplication is commutative. It doesn't matter which order you do it in. Alrighty, so these are the notes. I'm going to upload 5 problems for you guys to do. They will look just like these problems. So I will probably also upload these notes so that if you want to print them out and take a look at them, you can. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day, and we'll be talking. If you need anything, have any questions, let me know. If you guys are feeling like you'd like to do a meeting where we can talk in real time, please let me know. My meetings have had very few attendees, so just let me know. Talk to you guys later. Bye.